All right, what is going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of Black Desert. So, this has been a hot topic lately, and I'm curious to know what your opinions are as well. So, we're going to be talking a little bit about our predictions on what they're going to announce during the upcoming Heidel Ball in September. And if there's one thing that I wish they would announce is actual class balances and changes. Now, what they do right now is okay, but it's still like there's no real indicator of how they go about balancing things. And I wish they would just take the time and sit down for a while with their whatever balance team and be like, listen, we're going to go through all the classes and just think about it and fix that. That's one thing that I wish they would do. But one thing, or like historically, what they announce at the Heidel Ball is either like new regions, new classes, all big quality of life changes, which is also really nice. I love quality of life changes, and new items that will be coming out in the future, which usually when they announce items, it doesn't really impact the newer player as much, which I understand, but it's more like I would be more excited than someone who just started the game 3 months ago kind of thing. But anyway, what are your thoughts and opinions? What would you guys like to have if they could change one thing or like announce one thing into Heidel Ball? What do you think it should be, and what would you be interested in? Because there's a lot of stuff, but a few things. Oh my god, what am I doing? So, historically, here are my thoughts and opinions and just historical facts that they have been doing lately. So, as you guys know, every time they have a Heidel Ball, Calpheon Ball, one of those things, basically same thing, they generally give people Jay's hammers or equivalent of a ton of Kron stones and whatnot, or both. So, here's something low-key that I think you guys should do. If you, for some reason, are planning on selling a 10 Black Star or something, I would probably recommend trying to do that now, because every time they give out Jay's hammers, we all know those super boosted people just one-tap it. And then it's not like a real big deal, but it might hurt the 10 Black Star market for a little bit. So, as we all know, we can actually see there's literally, I see so many Pen Black Stars just getting listed daily. And I remember back in the day, it was so hard. And recently, I actually just bought my own Awakening one for 138. So expect it to be minimum. I don't think, like, if you're planning on buying a Pen Black Star right now, you could probably put it on minimum and then get it within a few days. If you are planning on selling one, then I think you should probably try to start listing it now. It's not like trying to tell you what to do, but when they give out Jay's hammers, we all know that there's always going to be those few boosted people that sell it, and it's going to happen. And plus, ever since they did the event, which actually is still going on until the 21st, you know how you get those fail stack thingies and you make like 230 fail stacks and whatnot? Yeah, that thingy. That's gonna give people a ton of stacks to just start swinging on random stuff. So, yep, that's a little prediction that if you want to maximize some money right now, probably might want to consider that Pen Black Star sale. But aside from that, it would be cool. Remember how many years ago they announced a new life skill that never appeared? It was some sort of like climbing thing, life skill, which, I mean, at this point, any new life skill would be pretty interesting, but I didn't think it would be like the most exciting thing to hear about. But yeah, hopefully they are working on a new region at least, because that will give everyone more content. A new region is always nice. It helps with both PvP and PvE. So for all the people who, I guess, it's like grinding, there's always new spots and whatnot. One thing that I still never really understood what their goal was. Okay, so you see these like icons right here. That means these are castles or equivalent, like sieges, right? Now, every region has one, and they still have not opened up sieges for certain zones. It's only like the basic 4, and I don't even know if I don't even think there's sieges in Comma. There's only node wars, I believe. But yeah, that would also be a huge thing they could talk about as well. Node wars and siege changes. I know they've been working on that for many years now, and I still don't know what the right answer to that is, and neither do they apparently. But I've always thought that sieges and castle wars shouldn't be capped, but the only one that isn't, I think, is Valencia. And that's like the place where all the super geared players go to obviously test their, flex their gear and whatnot. So I don't know. I've always thought that cap sieges are kind of weird, but I guess I understand why they do it now that I've played the game for a while. And I don't know. I think more open nodes would help things, and or at least here's how it would work. Even if they don't want to have more open nodes, what they could do is like cut off some of the current nodes and start adding some nodes in different areas that would be open for war. I think the change of scenery would be really nice. So yeah, and if you guys have not read the Global Labs notes in the past, I think it released on September 2nd, so a few days ago. The Global Lab notes have been changing, or it's like a few quality of life things. It's not so much balance, but one thing that they are working on is the tier 10 horse, the Pegasus. So this thingy right here. Now, they're going to make it a different skin. Well, not really skin. It's not an outfit, but a different like style. So what it would be is like, instead of this, I understand people don't like this one for some reason. I think it's fine. I don't really see the problem, but they're gonna make it like a quote unquote pure white horse. That's basically like the tier 9, but instead of well, I don't think that's a tier 9. That's like there's a tier 8s. So let's find it. Okay, this is a Pegasus, right? They want to make it something more like this. Hold on. So let's compare it. Okay, so this is the tier 10. This is a tier 9. Now, what they're trying to do is make it more like this, but the difference between it is it's going to have some like icy snow effect. And I don't know, like, I'm kind of worried that they're going to make it look exactly like a tier 9, but with the snow effect. And one thing for anyone, I guess, who's ever gotten a tier 10 or has seen one, the idea of getting one, the reason why you're spending so much time and money trying to attempt it is because it stands out and it's unique. Like, some people say they don't like the whole metallic glow on the tier 10. I think it's fine. I've never really had a problem with it. But the one thing I like the most is that it stands out. And if you look at everyone else's horses, you could obviously tell it's a tier 10. But like the whole skill thingies, I don't like the extra tier 10 abilities that you get on it. I don't even use half of them, to be honest. I just use this horse because it looks nice. Well, also because the Pegasus is arguably the best one overall. But yeah, I'm just scared. They're going to come out with that in a few weeks, and hopefully it's reversible, because I do want to test it out. There's some like animations and stuff on the Global Lab, I believe, and I kind of want to see what it's all about. Oh, please no cronstones. That's an arc accessory. So yeah, that's a few things that's happening. I heard they're changing up how mastery works a little bit for certain life skills. I didn't really read that much into it. It was just skimming it. But they're gonna make horses a lot easier to obtain, like tier 8s that you can catch into wild now, which is pretty awesome. So I think that's good for, like, I guess newer players, because I remember when I first started this game, I started with I think it was a tier 5 when I first started, which is 6 years ago. And then they eventually started selling packages. You know how, like, when you buy the game and there's like a, what, $10 version or like a 30 or something. I got like the $30 bundle, and then they gave you like a tier 7 horse. And I used the tier 7 for so long. And nowadays, I guess if you are starting the game, it's going to be super easy, ideally, to get a tier 8 because you can just catch them in the wild now. That's pretty awesome. Or, well, not. Well, I think, can you do that now, actually? But I think they're just going to be more common. So, that's pretty good. So, there's a lot of good changes in the upcoming global lab. Hopefully, when Korea gets it first, we can see some streamers and showcase it. So, all the KR streamers, we can see what it looks like before America gets it. Which is one thing that they have always said, or Prolibus has said, that they wanted to have universal releases for all the regions now that they basically operate all of them and they don't have any other like third-party publishers. But it still does not work like that. It's always been Korea gets it first and then everyone else. Which kind of sucks, but oh well. Maybe one day. I hopes. And yeah, there's just a lot of stuff. Hopefully in the Heidel ball, they'll announce more cool stuff for not only veteran players, but like newer players as well. I wouldn't say like very new, but at least some people who have been playing for at least, I don't know, 3 months. There will be changes that will be appealing to you guys. And I don't know. It's always been one of those things that be prepared for everyone to get Jay's hammers and or a lot of Tron stones. People are going to hit random enhances on some random stacks, and it might screw with the economy for a little bit, but yeah. Oh my god, that did so much damage. Also, recently, I've been grinding more Histria. I want to go for the Compass piece, but man, going for that Elton piece is depressing. It hurts. All right, let's open these. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't know how many more days they're gonna have the Seal of Challenge thing, but before we wrap up this video, I just want to say, make sure to do this while you still can. And if you don't know what to get before they remove it on the 21st, obviously the one you want to get is the Nostalgia Classic Box, the 100 stack, the Cron Stones, the Artisan Memories, and you want to make sure to get all 4 Essence of Limits. And then after that, what I did was I went with the concentrated boss auras, the ones you could do 5 per family. And what those are these. So basically for, I guess, the newer players, if you are looking to make your own Black Star in the future, this is the equivalent of like heating a base boss gear. So I would say roughly like 200 mil each. And they're useless if you don't know what to do with them, but they're used to make Black Stars. So I would recommend those. That's a pretty solid value if you know how to use them. And if you're gonna save like 1 billion silver, you're pretty solid. But yeah, with that said, again, I want to ask, what do you guys think is going to be announced during the Heidel Ball? And what are your expectations? I want a new region. I want class balance changes. I don't want another class. I don't want more life skills. Well, I mean, they would be nice, but high priority on a new region, new grind spots, and biggest thing for me would be class balance changes, and hopefully they take those seriously one day. So yeah, with that said, I think I'm out for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you don't follow me on social media or Discord, all the links are in the description. Feel free to drop a quick follow there, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And I try to upload videos pretty regularly, and a lot of newer guide videos, so it helps people get into the game and whatnot. So hopefully you'll find something interesting, and I will see you guys tomorrow.